What is up, guys? It's Carly here bringing you day 25 of my 25 days of Christmas horror. Yes, it is finally Christmas, day 25. Merry Christmas, one and all. Happy New Year, all that fun stuff. I made it. I did it. I didn't know if I would be able to do it, but I did all 25 days. So, this last day, I wasn't too sure what to do, and I was trying to look up, there's a lot of independent Christmas horror movies from people I know and stuff, but a lot of them either aren't available yet for streaming or I just don't own, and that's something I definitely want to get on next year, is buying more Christmas movies from people that, I kind of know in the community. But one that that kind of just hit me because I'm friends with the director on Facebook, and I think he had shared something recently or something like that, is I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday from the year 2017. This is a movie that JP actually picked up off of the director Mike Lombardo. I forget, it was one of the conventions we go to, either Creature Feature, Wasteland, or Gross Fest, one of those. He ended up buying the movie off of him, and JP and I don't live together, so I don't have it, but it was on Tubi, so I streamed it on Tubi, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. So the synopsis is pretty simple. You just have this family consisting of a mom, dad, and their little boy. He looks like he's probably 7, 8, somewhere around there. And the apocalypse has happened. Some sort of apocalypse. You don't really see too much of it, but the world is kind of just wiped out, essentially. It looks like just white, barren nothingness outside, and people are dying from something unknown, as the apocalypse movies go. And so this family is in this underground bunker of sorts, just trying to survive. The dad ends up going to try to find more supplies because they're low on food. All they really have is canned foods and a little bit of water, and they need more if they're going to continue to live down there. So he leaves and unfortunately doesn't return. So most of the movie you're just following the mom and the little boy that are down in this bunker, and of course it's set around Christmas time. All the while you have what appears to be Santa Claus walking the earth. He's got a gas mask on, so he, can't really see his face, but he's outside. You see him outside lurking around and stuff like that. So yeah, this movie ended up being pretty good. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not huge on post-apocalyptic movies. They're just not my go-to, really. I find them very depressing, and this one definitely does the trick for depressing. So if you do not want to feel gloomy and you'd rather feel holly jolly, I would not recommend it. But if you don't mind the gloom, I do recommend it. I think it's like I said, it's an independent film. It's only an hour and 11 minutes, I believe, so it gets in and out pretty quickly, and it utilizes what it has well. Like the underground bunker, I don't know where they filmed or anything, but I'm assuming it was probably someone's basement or something like that, but it looks really good. And there's a big montage where they're decorating with Christmas decorations, and they have a lot of good decorations and lights and stuff, and I thought that scene was done really well. The acting in it, I think, is pretty solid. The little boy in particular, I think, does a very good job. It looks like this is the only thing he has done so far, but I hope that kid sticks with it and continues to do it as he gets older, because I think he did solid. The mom does really well. She has to get emotional a lot, which in my experience is definitely hard to do that. And, I was looking up IMDb reviews, and there's a lot of, people being, a-holes, saying, oh, it's some of the worst acting I've ever seen and stuff like that. And I really don't know what they're, they clearly are just people that don't watch low-budget films, I feel. It's a hard world of these independent films. It's hard to win people over. I think this lady did fine. She has to cry and stuff, and maybe a few lines are said a little too over dramatic, but again, I think when you have to be that emotional throughout a film, it's hard, especially when you're just an amateur actor, if you will. But I think she's solid. The dad was solid too for his part. The look of the film is really good, and it kept my interest. You know, I was a little worried, like it's a pretty simple plot, and it's mainly just in that one space throughout most of the movie, but I think they do really well with what they have and keeping it entertaining, and it's actually quite dramatic and sad, and I actually did tear up a few times in it, so there's that. The only thing I really didn't care for was the ending. I kind of wanted it to end a different way, and it kind of does something a little odd, like at the end, that I just was like, I don't know if I like that or not. But it's very bleak overall throughout the whole thing, and the ending is no exception. So, again, you know, I wouldn't say this is something to watch if you really want to get into the holiday spirit, because it is an end of the world movie taking place around Christmas. But I definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you're into these types of end of the world films where you're just watching people try to survive with what they have. I think this movie was quite well done. And yeah, I would give it probably a 7 out of 10. Like I said, there's not like a ton to it, but what we do get, I thought was good. I thought it was solid. I don't have too many complaints on it. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for I Am Dreaming of a White Doomsday. Thank you guys again for joining me here for day 25 of my 25 Days of Christmas Horror. Thank you for joining me throughout the whole thing. I know some people have watched all the videos, and I appreciate that. And also got a few more subscribers out of doing this, so I appreciate that as well. Thank you to all the new people that decide to hit the subscribe button. Yeah, that, you know, motivates me to keep making more content. So, hopefully I'll stick with it more. I don't know what the next, actually I do have an idea for like the next video I do, but that'll begin the new year, and we will see how that goes. But for now, Merry Christmas one and all, and I hope everyone had a good 2024. I know I did for the most part. I thought it was a pretty good year for myself, and hopefully 2025 is just as good, if not better. And, you know, if you had a bad year, hope your next year is great and fantastic, and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. Merry Christmas, everybody. Goodbye.